We can't vote because we's aliens? Savage tribe? What really going on? And we check this out. So, in 1901, please keep that date in mind. In 1901, the U.S. courts decided what was going to be called, what territories was going to be called unincorporated and what was incorporated territories, right? This was after 1898 in the Spanish-American War, in which they won Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines, if I'm correct. And they basically had to hey, what are we going to do with these people? So, 1901, the courts decided what was unincorporated and what was incorporated. Now, the vocabulary that was chosen throughout these trials, right, is crazy because they labeled those habitants as a savage tribe, basically alien race. Basically, they don't have a brain to be trusted to hold such a vote, like voting for the president of the United States of America. So, they laid down this law. If these territories are unincorporated, therefore they're not a state, therefore they don't get an electoral vote. Now, mind you, you need an electoral vote from the state in order to vote for the president of the United States. That was their legal framework to hand down this. But the vocabulary and their thought process was just as how it's stated. We can't trust these savage tribes and these alien race with such decisions. Therefore, also, the constitutional rights of Americans was not fully extended either to those of the territories. All right. My issue with this, 1901 was for the territories that was gained by war. The U.S. Virgin Islands was bought in 1917. Mind you, at that time, we were called the Danish West Indies. But we were bought for $25 million. So we was needed as a strategic point in their eyes during the World War I. Also, allegedly, to help protect all transfers that was going to pass through Panama Canal and the Caribbean. They wanted to lock it tight. So they bought us. But when they buy us, they slammed us into this 16-year-old law. When they purchased St. Croix in 1917, we already were a civilized population. I think it was around 25 or 28,000 people at that time. And we had trade, we had education. It wasn't like you took over St. Croix and it had Indians with bow and arrows still. I understand that. You had civilized people, but yet you slammed us into the same insular cases that's 16 years old that was created for territories that you guys conquered by war. That's where my little issue lies. Tell me, guys, why you think for real? Y'all think it's fair that we got slammed into a 16-year-old law? And to be fair, at the time, 1898, I could see somewhat why they might not want such people voting for the president or having full constitutional rights. But we now then in 2025 be dealing with dog. This is 2025. That law is 124 years old and it's still governing us today. It's crazy. So that's why I get for today. The insular cases, one of the major reasons as to is the reason as to why we can't vote for the president of the United States. And goes for all territories. It doesn't matter if you were won by war, if you was purchased, if you were given. Once you get labeled, fall under that. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else we could do. Unless we try a state to path to statehood, a path to statehood. That's another thing. Anyways, y'all stay safe. I'll catch y'all on the next one.
What I went through, you don't gotta go through it. You ain't gotta shoot nobody to go to jail and see how it feel like to be in jail. It ain't nice, dog. I'm telling you, it ain't nice. I do it.
Actually got fired from 105 because I refused to tell a band they had to pay for it.
That's wild.
My logic at the time was, yeah, we don't pay these artists royalties. I am not asking them to pay for an interview. The sales department can if they want. They were like, nah, you gotta do it.